glad that you decided to come to another event and session. Today what we're going to be talking about is wealth. That's right, wealth. I want you to be wealthy. Now, some of you immediately grabbed your pockets and are like, what's this talking about? But understand that wealth is not just money. Wealth has four components to it, in my opinion. And, the first one, of course, is money. Everybody, wealth and money, they're synonymous. You look it up on Google, you talk to people, that's where they go. Reality is that money is not number one on the list. All right? Now, the reason I know this is that there are millions of people that are spending their money on not approved medication and treatments to cure their disease state. Yeah, think about it. You know, you're looking at an individual that money is a tool. It's not an end all. It's just a tool. You use it to get what else you need. You know, it doesn't buy you happiness. No, it'll buy you a temporary entertainment. It will buy you toys, which are temporary entertainment. It'll buy you a nice house with a wonderful view, and it's not going to make you happy if you don't know how to make yourself happy. So, I want you to think about that. You're looking at an individual that doesn't have to worry about money. I don't worry about money. And understand that I do know how to invest. I can show you how to invest. I can also show you how to protect your assets. And those of you that are suffering from erectile dysfunction due to money problems, hey, I can definitely help you with that because money is fairly easy for me to acquire, and it's also fairly easy for me to be able to demonstrate to other people exactly what needs to happen in their life so that they can be happier and wealthier. Now, the second thing that in the wealth model that I use, is relationships. It's well known that women who have breast cancer, who are in a community, live longer and survive. Those women that are isolated, they don't survive very well with breast cancer or any other type of cancer. So understand that men, our survival rate, if you look at men versus women, ours is down here. And the reason why? Hey, relationships. Those men that have great relationships live a long time. Those that don't, well, they die pretty quick. So if you're looking for someone to kind of guide you through it, I'm an individual that has a wonderful personal, intimate relationship with somebody that is a soulmate, in addition to my relatives and family. Do I have some dysfunctional ones? Of course, we all do. You don't get to pick your family. You do get to pick your nose, but not your family. So then we can talk about health. You just cannot buy great health. You can go ahead and make those monthly payments towards health by making those payments for medication, but understand that Steve Jobs spent millions on treatments in order to stop his pancreatic cancer. Reality is that spending that money on treatments that weren't approved by the FDA or any other department, they were risky, but he was willing to do it. Why? Because he wanted to live. He wanted his health back. There's plenty of people out here that would trade money for health. It's a given. People want a quality of life. They want to be ambulatory. They want to have no pain. They want to have full use of their body, mentally, physically, spiritually. So we need to be able to get rid of those medications for those chronic illnesses. And you're talking again to the right person, because in my case, my medications are vitamins, and I exercise, and I eat and drink in moderation. I want you to understand that, as a Reiki healer, I've got an edge on this stuff. And the reason is that I'm working on myself, all my aches and pains, all the time in order to become healthier. And I like health. I've always been saying this, that it's been my moniker for years. So, you know, what's the last one? The fourth component of the wealth model. It's freedom. Freedom to do what you want to do and the time that you want to spend where you want to spend it. And, financial freedom is a part of that, but it's really time freedom. So think about it. If you really want to have all the free time in the world, never have to worry about your bills ever again, all you have to do is go out in public and kill somebody. You'll be arrested, thrown in prison, and guess what? You're going to have 3 meals a day. You're not going to have to worry about your clothes. You're not going to have to worry about what you're going to eat. And you get a great sex partner in the same cell. Isn't that wonderful? So that's a joke. Understand that that's a joke. But if you take care of your time and you have great health, then what's going to happen is you truly do have wealth. In my case, you know, one of the things that you have to think about is time. Time is not a renewable resource. Once those 24 hours are gone, bam, yep, you get a credit card full of another 24 hours. But it doesn't say anywhere in that time period that you won't die or stuff won't happen to you. Your time and the way you spend it demonstrate how happy you are, whether or not you're energized, whether or not you like challenges. There are definitely people that have depression, and I get that. They're not spending their time in a way that really rewards what their dreams are. Otherwise, you wouldn't call it depression. So, time doesn't care whether or not you're rich, you're poor, you're fat, you're young, you're old, you're good looking, you're ugly. Time doesn't care. It renews every day. But it doesn't guarantee that you get the next full 24 hours. I've had a couple of really good life experiences that demonstrate that I need to, get the show on the road and make sure things happen. Time allows us to be happy. We need to discover where our happiness comes from. Is it challenges? Is it in personal relationships? Where do we wind up getting our happiness from? And when we make that decision and we understand that, then it makes our use of that time so much better. I've been self-employed for decades. And one of the reasons that I have is because I like to be able to take time off when I want, to be able to spend my time with people that I love and cherish, and I want to be able to build personal relationships. So understand that what I've been talking about here about the wealth model, it's not your fault that you didn't understand that there were four definitive parts to that model. Because when we talk on the street and we don't get an education in typical traditional education, what happens is that we think it's only about money, and that isn't going to work. We need to be able to understand that when we are barely making ends meet, we can't think beyond what true wealth is. And wealth just isn't about the money. I mean, you got great health. Let me tell you, a lot of people would trade places with you in an instant and write you a big ass check. But that isn't going to happen. Where I'm coming from is if you want great health, it comes from a prevention, not the cure. And how do you get that? Well, you need to call me. You need to comment. You need to be able to communicate with me and say, hey, I'm interested in what you have here because I have these diseases and I need to be healed or cured. I've been talking about a lot of different issues here that have a direct component to erectile dysfunction. And it's fixable. We can do this together. I just need to have you understand that there is a better life out there. There's a better lifestyle. There's a better mindset. And when we start to evaluate what our real wealth comes from, then that helps us find those cures. Go ahead, comment. I'd love to hear from you. And I look forward to talking to you again. You have a great day.